Kyle Balcerak, co-founder, program director of brand alignment. My main role here is client onboarding, client relations, initial enforcement steps, really getting a client set up for success in the future once we complete our first few steps. Brand alignment's philosophy is really twofold. We joke internally that it's anything it takes, but in reality, it's just thoughtful, methodical, different strategies and techniques that we've found successful, and we've experienced different levels of success that we can then put towards other solutions and other scenarios that are similar. And so we don't have a designed technique for every client. We take every client individually, and we make sure that our solution is tailored to their issues. The psychology behind great marketers at the end of the day is that, they're just people. They have they're jobbers, they're hustle cultures. There's always the extreme where they're criminals. But a lot of times you just gotta, take it for what it is. And they're just exploiting weaknesses in the brand's own supply chain. So, I don't sit over here and condemn them. They're just making a living. However, it is, our responsibility to work for our clients to then close those loopholes and understand and help them understand how they can better their own business to make sure that they're maximizing their profits. Brand alignment works with clients by taking a very unique approach. We take a step back. Now, we are a software provider. We build our own software. We maintain our own solution in-house. So I have designated areas where clients can come in and get set up right away and get moving. But we take a step back and we say, what's the right move? What are all your situations? Let's take a second here. Let's not jump into the solution. Let's take a minute. Let's review everything on the table, and then let's thoughtfully place you into the right solution to maximize our results at the end. So it takes in their budget concerns. It takes in, what supply chain opportunities are there for us to improve? What's your market, right? Where are you selling? All these things. And we say, well, if that's your strategy, we need to consider this. If this is your strategy there, we need to consider that. How many distributors are you working with worldwide? Do they share their information? Okay, no. All right, well, this set solution for that. So it's really about taking a full look and a full itinerary of what's going on and making sure all our bases are covered. And that's for our brands who really want to drive success of the solution long-term. Some people come in, they want our service, they want base service, and we'll give it to them. But that's kind of at their request. Brand alignment really came across many of our methods through School of Hard Knocks. So, we were lucky enough to start off in the beginning with a solution that essentially worked well beyond everyone's expectations. But we knew early on that solution of sending cease and desist letters was not going to be the end all be all for brand protection. So we started with that, and we were able to extend that to the masses. But slowly we started as we gained promise with our enterprise brands, and as we got experience with some of the most cutting edge problems in today's industry, we were able to start leveraging those to our other everyday smaller brands. So we, kind of crowd share and group think on, okay, this issue was solved doing this. Well, we have experience solving that. If you create this scenario, you will then have the ability to solve that problem for yourself. Brand alignment as a solution provider is very different. So we're a managed software agency, meaning we actually build and create and maintain our own software. You can come in and have access to it in a SaaS type arrangement, but that's not our typical model. Our typical model is to help you through all the nuances of software, the confusing, the volatile, data monitoring, data collection is volatile. A client doesn't want to have to deal with that. They just want reports, they want actions, they want results. So we deliver what they're looking for in an end result actions, insights, results, instead of putting them through the rigmarole of dealing with all the technicalities of software and some of some points where they're looking for the answer and they don't want to have to find the answer. They want to be given the answer. A lot of times we can, by us working with them directly, they can get to their point of resolution much faster because they're not self-teaching themselves everything. A lot of the progress of working with a new brand is done in the onboarding phase. Before we even onboard with the brand, we'll do a lot of discovery. Sometimes I'll have 2 or 3 calls with the client before we even sign anything. Right? We're doing a complete audit of their entire marketplace. We're helping them understand where the ROI is. Where are they missing out? Where are they strong? Who are the sellers that are out there? We might already know them. We're working with them on a strategy before we even bring them in the door. And that right there is a big differentiator between us and a lot of clients, is that we actually care. We don't want to take on somebody with false pretenses. We want them to understand the solution that they're engaging in and what their role will be and what our role will be. Brand alignment's hardest brand protection problem is the fact that everything's always changing. And yes, we have these solutions. Every brand is different. So how can we apply similar techniques in similar situations to other brands with different problems, and working the similar aspects of each solution into different scenarios that are similar in ways but aren't directly as similar on the surface. And so I think our challenge is since we are a managed provider, how can we get a lot of those intricacies woven into a new solution without maybe all the knowledge. So it's really working with the client, understanding what's going on, asking questions, communicating, and then sitting back and reading the situation and delivering our strategy and our solution to them the way it will be most effective based on our experience. So the first brand protection breakthrough I can remember was pre-COVID. Right? My sales pitch was working, kind of. We didn't have a lot of video calls back then. All of a sudden, COVID happened. Phones went dark for 3 months, and we're wondering, hey, is this it? And all of a sudden, phones started ringing. My sales pitch, unchanged, started working. People started understanding our value, and things just really took off from post-COVID. It really was the change and the shift in e-commerce that provided the opportunity for brands not to see the value in cleaning up their gray market. And so the breakthrough, unfortunately, was COVID, but it led brands to start to value e-commerce and value online marketplaces, whereas they never had the budget to clean those things up before. But their leadership slowly started to realize, hey, if we're gonna make it in the future, we need to start focusing on these things that are bringing real value to our business. And so now today, you think e-commerce, you're like, well, obviously. But pre-COVID, it wasn't like that. It was retail, it was distribution. That was the focus. COVID changed everything. We typically see a dead-end case as an opportunity to get better. So if we're given a dead-end case that we're struggling to solve, or that a brand has come to us that's impossible, right? Mm-hmm. They've fired their previous provider, they're looking for a new one because they're not having success. Well, a lot of times there's something going on there that's not being resolved, which has caused them to look elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So we take a step back, like I said, and we say, where can we do better? How can we improve? Well, what kind of information are you getting here? What kind of information are you getting there? Can you get more information from your distributors? Can you put processes in place that will make this formerly impossible situation become possible? So we don't think of any situation as dead end. We think of it all as an opportunity to improve your brand's internal workings. My first experience with investigation was really pre-COVID, when we hit our first dead end case and we had no idea how to pursue, and Emmanuel took it upon himself to break his back investigating hundreds of sellers manually over the course of 2 or 3 months. And this is a big deal for us at the time because we were just getting started and we couldn't fail. And the results of that were slow. At first, it was a grind, but after a while, we learned more and more about every single element of the entire supply chain. And we started to learn, well, here's what's important, here's what's not important, here's what we can learn from, here's what we can ignore. And with that knowledge and with that frame of mind, we were able to then focus and pinpoint in the future on things that maybe we would have skipped over or we would not have prioritized. But by really building out our framework with, old school elbow grease, we learned everything that we needed to make a success out of, what our future role, our future services would be. The best part of solving a brand's gray market problem is probably the relationship for me. So my role is very much building and nurturing a relationship with the client. And they come to me with their problems and, I tell them what we're going to help them. And over time, I build a relationship with them that I don't want to let them down. So to then see this success and them get a raise or their company happy, or our services work, our results showing, hey, you had the best Q4 yet. That is, to me, is everything that we work for. So where is AI today and where is it going in the future? I think AI today is a buzzword. It's really great. It's a tool to help people work. I don't think it's powerful enough to run your brand protection strategy. I think AI makes a lot of mistakes. It doesn't understand nuance perfectly without being told with the proper prompts. That we use it for a lot of things. We can't use it for everything. So basically our philosophy is anything intern level, we could replace with a AI strategy, right? You have your intern level, meaning you can grow above and beyond, you can learn, you can go above and beyond. You're put into a structure where you can't really fail. It's not that important, but you can do a good job. And so you're putting mundane and monotonous tasks into a queue that maybe a typical person has to go to the bathroom, is on their cell phone, isn't paying attention, has bias. You're replacing all of that with 30 seconds of work, taking it down from 10 minutes of work. There's a lot of opportunity in strengthening basic business processes and strengthening them. So the idea is not to replace people. The idea is to augment what they're doing and put the person in the 2% instead of the 98%. So 98% of it is easy, but 2% of it is very complex. And if you can put that person in a perspective to do the 2% of important tasks and have every 98% of monotony delivered to them, you can scale and grow in ways that you never believed. Our map enforcement solution today is built between highly automated email alerts and a back-end quality control system. So the goal of our clients coming into us to enforce MAP is they want a managed system. And how can we manage every single alert that goes out? We have to put in a quality control system to manually check those with AI, with machine learning. How can we make sure false flags don't go out? Well, a big part of that is we scrape, we check, we screenshot, we check our screenshot, and then if it passes, it goes out. There's no automated without checks. There's no automated without quality control. And the key to keeping everything working and effectively, daily, constant enforcement is responding to all inquiries. So you have a problem, brand alignment's there. Hey, you're right. We'll remove this from the record. Oh, you don't know there was a problem there. Amazon did this new thing with discounts. We'll remove that. But then we're fixing those on the back end to make sure that those false flags don't go out in the future. One of the biggest problems in today that clients bring is buy box suppression and buy boxes that are not trading on Amazon. So Amazon has a protection in place where they look externally. They say, if Walmart is cheaper, why are we more expensive? And they do that to protect their consumers. They don't want someone who's used to Amazon being the cheapest coming to their website and buying something for $10 more. So that is a great consumer protection. It also gets our brands into trouble. So our brands on Amazon, they sell for $59.99. Well, an unauthorized reseller is at $49.99 on Walmart. And so that will take down their buy box. Essentially, they won't sell anything on Amazon because Walmart's getting 100% of the sales, and it's a third-party seller. So we have a new solution where we monitor Amazon's SP API for the external data. We monitor every mention of the brand's retail channel, and we pair the two saying, oh, Amazon is matching, Amazon's suppressing at $49.99. Well, it's Walmart. So then we focus our efforts on that Walmart scenario to then release their buy box and start trading again. The result is 70% buy box to 90% buy box, 70% buy box, 99% buy box. We constantly are looking for every opportunity to grow and increase buy box share. So for certain brands who have a high number of authorized sellers, we need to work with everybody equally, fairly, to make sure all their concerns are addressed, but also that we're enforcing on all their brand's policy. So there might be prices hidden in cart, but that might not be allowed in the MAP policy. We have to go above and beyond to make sure that we have visibility onto that. We're also having communications with these resellers directly if they need to, from a compliance perspective, letting them know that this is what we're doing to circumvent an issue that we've had, and here's how we're going to solve this in the future. And then once it's established that brand alignment is here and we're actively looking at every violation, the compliance rate grows because they know that someone's actually behind the wheel. So for a new client, we usually start with an Amazon ASIN list, a Walmart ID list, MAP price list, and a list of authorized dealers. With those 3 or 4 things, we'll do a marketplace audit, and we'll evaluate where you are today. Now, sometimes brands come in with this knowledge ahead of time. That's great. We still build our own model because we run all the data in our own proprietary system, and then that helps us understand, look in our own records, understand who we know, and design a strategy for cleaning up whatever problem is given to us. Another important component of new client is the demo phase. So we could do a live demo with your own data, where we put we put all your products on Amazon in, we put all your products on Walmart in. We show you the problem firsthand in the solution that you will be using. So we do all this for free. There's no costs for a demo, and a lot of times our brands take extreme value in just a demo. A major component of brand alignment's onboarding is a sales audit that we do. So we're able to give a brand their ROI of our services by connecting to their Amazon selling partner API, which gives us sales records on every ASIN and buy box percentages on each ASIN. We're also then scraping Amazon, all the resellers and all the other channels, coming up with an external data set that puts a loss. And then so we'll combine both data sets in our proprietary algorithm. We'll put an ROI on all the lost sales, meaning this sale is going to this seller, this sale is going to that seller. You're missing out on 15% buy box here. It's going to this retailer. You want 85% buy box, or you want to go from 85 to 100. Here's what you need to do to get there. And here's what your ROI will be if you make these decisions. It really helps our brands and us plan their strategy out to what's realistic. Instead of just saying, here, we'll give you 100% removal, we actually put the choices in front of them so they know, okay, here are the choices that you need to make to get to 100% buy box.